Hello everyone, it's Lisa Ann from Lisa Ann Tarot. I'm going to do a spread for the new moon in Leo, the black moon. A lot of cosmic shenanigans continue. A lot of Mercury is coming out of retrograde. We have, I think, Uranus and Pluto? No, Jupiter? I don't know, a few other planets coming out of retrograde. So with the new moon, it is about planting seeds, planting intentions, sort of what you want to manifest, coming into the future. So I did my list like I always do, my new moon ritual. So now I kind of want to do a reading, and I'm going to try a new spread that I came up with called The Light and the Dark. So I believe that August is going to be a time where energies will be lighter. There will be a lot of healing going on. A lot of we spent a lot of time prior to the retrograde dealing with karmic lessons and satisfying karmic contracts. So on the other side, starting with August and going forward, it's going to be about healing from that. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull a Lunology card as the theme for August. Then we're going to, I'm going to use that card. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use my healing cards to identify some things that we're going to be working on for healing. And then use these decks for the dark side of what needs to be healed, and these two for the light. And I can list the cards that I'm using in the description below, because I want to see how this turns out. So everything is a balance of light and dark. You cannot have the light without having some dark. We all have our dark sides and our light sides. So with the lessons that we're learning and the healing that we're doing, there's going to be a light and a dark side to that healing. So we're going to sort of flesh that out, utilizing the other decks. So right off the bat, the overall theme or energy coming into August is going to be surrender to the divine. Okay? So that just tells me that divine intervention is going to come into play. That people are going to be led down closer to their path. That people that are refusing to move forward and learn their lessons are going to be forced to move forward and learn their lessons. We have to keep it moving, forward. So the best way to do that is to surrender to it. Don't fight it. Just let it happen and kind of go with the flow. So the overall theme for August and making your healing, approaching your healing from a good perspective is to surrender to it. Like, okay, this is what we're doing right now, so I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to fight it, it's just this is what it is. So let's try to pull for the month of August what is going to come up for us to heal. One card. So the first thing that's coming up for us to heal is barriers. The barriers card, if I can find my book, I will read it. It's not there. All right, so I won't read it, but the barriers card is sort of breaking down, breaking through what's holding you back. We have the moon here, so the moon is about emotions. It is about illusions. So what's coming up to be healed is sort of pulling back the veil of illusion that you're living in. You might have fears or might have reservations about things that you're putting in your path because you're afraid, you're fearful of them. So healing that and taking down these barriers or breaking through these illusions and kind of seeing through to the truth is what needs to be healed. So when it comes to breaking barriers, what is coming up for us to address on the dark side? When it pertains to barriers, what's coming up for us to heal on the dark side? Okay. So we have the three fates. What comes around? This one I do have a book for because I don't use these cards often, and they're very difficult to read intuitively because the pictures, although they're beautiful, don't get to the real message of the card. So this is about the three fates. Okay, sometimes the impact of a negative experience is so profound that it leaves us with physical, mental, and spiritual residue for months, even years after the event. Okay. You tend to repeatedly attract echoes of that exact experience. So when you need to be alerted to that fact, the three fates will enter, showing you that this is a karmic pattern that may need to be worked on, understood, and recreated in order to free you from its influences. Okay. So this is about breaking a pattern. It's about looking at things that having an opportunity to heal and to clear things so that you don't repeat a painful pattern in your life. Sometimes we approach a situation because we got hurt with the same mindset, with that same pain, saying, "Oh, here we go again." I'm going to be hurt again, and that negative feeling, that same way of approaching something, will give you that same result. So when destiny comes around, the wheel of fate, when that comes around, you have to, that's what we say, everything's time is spiraling. So things come around and you learn the lesson. If you don't learn, they come back around. If you haven't learned that lesson, it will hit you in the face again. And it keep coming around until you finally approach it from a different perspective. You finally learn your lesson and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that again. So breaking the chain. So the barriers that we're breaking down on the dark side is going to be these self-fulfilling prophecies. Looking at the same, similar situations with the same ways of thinking and not recreating another moment. You might have had sort of pain and heartache in your life. And then, someone comes around and you're like, oh, I'm not going to get into that relationship because I'm not going to get hurt again. And you approach it with the same mindset. Like, I know I'm going to get hurt, or I know this isn't going to work, and I know, all these negative thoughts. So you actually put yourself back in the same cycle to recreate it. So the healing that we're going to do on the dark side of things about these illusions and these barriers that we put up is we're not going to repeat the same cycles. We're going to learn our lessons and move past them. So let's find out what... You're not going out. Stop. I apologize. Let's find out what the lessons are that are going to come back around, that we're going to finally lift the illusion and break through the barrier for. Okay. So we have the Magician. We have the Five of Wands. And the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups. Alright, the Magician. The Magician is about manifesting. It's about manifesting conflict and pain and discomfort and confusion, over the choices that we make. So these are the things that we need to get through and to heal, trying not to recreate this self-fulfilling prophecy, trying not to manifest these issues in our life again. So on the light side, what do we need to know about lifting these barriers? We have thinking of you, a loving thought, and serendipity. So approaching the illusion or the barriers or the self-fulfilling prophecies from the lighter side of things. It's about your thoughts and feelings being resonating so high that you actually manifest, the possibilities. We are all interconnected and ultimately one. Time and space are real only when I believe they are. So this is, again, serendipity is sort of a series of events that happen in, just the right time and just the right, almost divinely guided. So on the dark side, with these illusions, we have these self-fulfilling prophecies that, we're going to manifest, these very confused and very embattled type of thoughts that are going to cause things to come around. But on the lighter side, we're going to think more positively and from a place of love, and ignore and sort of break through the illusion and really change our thoughts to be more positive. So what do we need to know about thinking positive, about breaking through the illusion on a lighter side? And I apologize, my dog is being a twit in the background there. And one more. That one, please. So on the lighter side, breaking down these barriers and dealing with this darkness, when you're thinking more positive, we have the death card. So the death is about rebirth. The death is about breaking these, losing whatever doesn't serve you anymore and really arising above it and in welcoming in things that are more positive into your life. We have the Hanged Man. So this is about going within. This is about really digging deep into your soul and your spirituality and finding that inner peace and that balance within yourself. And then we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is about a celebration. It's about harmony. It's about union and reunion. It's about manifesting your best life. So the first lesson out is breaking down the barriers, seeing through the illusion. From the dark side, we need to be careful not to fall into manifesting the wrong things. Watch your thoughts. Make sure they're positive. Don't create a self-fulfilling prophecy. But on the light side, if we keep our thoughts high and from a loving place and a positive place, we can, sort of shed this darkness and come into the light. Dig deep into our spirituality, go within, find our peace, and then we have something to celebrate at the end. So that was the first message. It was very interesting how that worked. Okay, let's get another message of healing. For the Black Moon, what else are we healing? Okay, we have seek seclusion. So when this comes up for healing, this is about sort of going within, really examining, what it is you want out of your life and how you want to live it. The only person that can tell you how to live your life is yourself. So really digging deep into finding your soul's purpose, and what you're truly, the life that's going to give you the complete happiness that you want. So if that's the next lesson about seeking, going within and seeking what it is you want from your soul for your life. What is the darkness that we need to address? In seclusion. And we have Snow Angel. The signs are with you already. So we'll see what what's the message behind this card. This is about following your guidance. You've already received a very definite, clear sign. Ones that you've asked for over and over again. But you're refusing to hear. It is your own fear and attachment to hesitating that keeps you on pause. It is time to see what has already been shown to you and take action immediately, without hesitation. The Snow Angel has shown you clearly that you are protected and cared for. Now is the time for you to do exactly that for yourself. And yes, you can open your senses up to guidance. So this is really about going within, trusting your intuition, trusting the universe, trusting your journey. Sometimes we are given signs and we are given guidance, but we refuse to see it and we refuse to follow it. And that just leaves us sort of wandering around in confusion and despair. So it's going to be a time to start to really follow your intuition, really listen to the universe and listen to the guidance that you're given, and stop fighting things. You know, if something's being taken from your life, it's for a reason. So you just kind of have to, you know, let it go and just realize that something new will take its place. So we're following our intuition. What else do we need to know about for the month of August, about following our inner guidance? What else are we being shown? Two more, please. So we have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is about not giving up. It's about persevering. You may be embattled, tired of the journey, tired of following what you're on about. But it's about perseverance. It's about pushing forward. We have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups sometimes indicates divine intervention, sort of pushing us forward on our path away from things that no longer serve us. It's about walking away from situations that we shouldn't be in, or that we're being guided not to be in. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is about the ultimate long-term goal. You know, it's about being fully in your power and you know, financial stability and family and just having it all. So when it comes to healing, finding your inner peace, I think is what's coming to me. Seek seclusion, finding your inner peace. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your gut. You have to trust the universe. And you're given signs all the time. And you need to start trusting those and not question them. Persevere. Keep pushing forward. Follow your guidance. Walk away from anything that no longer serves you, to reach this Ten of Pentacles. So on the lighter side, what do we need to know about finding our inner peace and going within? Okay. We have rising above, clarity, freedom, and solutions. So when we go within and we find our inner peace and find exactly what our soul is looking for, we level up. We rise above and look at things from a whole different perspective. We receive clarity. We receive freedom from the muck that kind of holds us down in a lower vibration. It is a number 11 card, so that is about, you know, union and coming together. And really, you know, rising above, from looking at things from a different perspective. So what do we need to know about finding this clarity and this inner peace and freedom? What will that bring us when we rise above? Nice. What will this rising above bring us? Meow. So when we rise above and we find that inner peace, and we gain that clarity and that freedom from being held back, we have the Six of Swords. So it's about coming out of hard times, coming home, coming into calmer waters, if you will. We have the High Priestess, which is about really going within and being fully in our High Priestess power and knowing our capabilities and believing in ourselves that we can accomplish and do anything that we set our minds to. And we have the Two of Cups. This is about love and romance and coming together, abundance, happiness. So this whole message here that we're going to find some healing in August is about going within. It's about finding inner peace. It's about following our guidance and our intuition, rising above and looking at things from a higher vibration or a higher perspective, following our divine guidance, walking away from things that no longer serve us, persevering, sticking in there. And, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. What more could you ask for there? So that's another good message. Let's do one more. What else are we going to come up for healing in August? We have hydrate. Okay, so hydrate is about listening to your body. It's about, we're made up with mostly water, so we do sort of flow with things, and just as water flows, we're supposed to flow. This card also indicates, getting more better nutrition and making sure that your body is in good working order, and that helps all of your systems. It helps your brain activity, it helps your intuition. When you're putting good things in your body, you get good things out of your body. But that's the physical part of it. The other meaning to this card is about learning to kind of go with the flow. It's about, being able to accept things as they are and realizing that things are going to be the way they're going to be. And everything happens for a reason, and really being comfortable with that term. Sometimes we hold on too tight to a perception or a way we think something should be, and that's where we cause ourselves stress and pain, instead of just saying this is how it is and accepting it and being grateful for how it is. So that's all about finding the flow. It's all about becoming fluid and being able to kind of roll with the punches, if you will. So on the dark side of things, what do we have to address on our dark side when it comes to getting in this sort of flow? My cards are like all turned over. Getting in the flow. We have the Fairy of the Divine Hand. Intoxication, distorted view, and overindulgence. So what is the message for this card? You are being sent a warning, a red flag. Stop, look, and listen before going forward. Your higher self, your clear sight wants you to stop and think before taking something someone is offering you. So this may be in the form of a secretive relationship, junk food, alcohol at a party, sex before you're ready, or behaving in ways that are unsafe, disrespectful, speaking harmful words and thoughts. These things could have long-term repercussions. Not giving in to temptation. You simply need to pause, be quiet and clear, and know where your boundaries are. So this is about establishing boundaries. We're talking about kind of going with the flow of things and not listening to your body and listening to your needs. And this card definitely is about setting strong boundaries for your well-being, for your your own inner self. When we partake in certain behaviors that we're not ready for, or do things that are against our will, there are consequences to that. Something doesn't sit well in your body, it can physically make you sick. So the lesson that we're going to learn in finding this finding the flow of things is to really listen to your intuition and set strong and healthy boundaries. So what else do we know about setting boundaries? So we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about contemplation. Trying to figure out your next move. We have the Six of Swords. So that's about coming out of troubled times, gaining clarity. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is a very defeated energy, but it's also the close of a cycle. So finding that flow and where you fit into that is going to be sort of coming out of this defeated energy. Really focusing your trip out of the troubled waters into calmer waters and making the decision to set proper boundaries. Because, at the end of the day, it is about your what's the word? It is about being comfortable in your own skin and being where you want to be in life. So on the lighter side of this going with the flow, what do we need to know? We have perception beyond the veil of illusion. So this is about intuition again. This really changing your perception, really kind of knowing what it is you want and setting the boundaries and going for that. She has a light coming out of her throat chakra, so it is about speaking your truth. And then the butterfly talks of transformation. So switching your perception based on, finding your flow and finding out where you fit in the scheme of things, speaking your truth and letting things transform will lift that veil of illusion. One more card, please. Nice. Okay. So, in changing your perception, speaking your truth sometimes is rough, and it does cause a little bit of an inner conflict. Because we are, the light and the dark, we are sort of contemplating. We do have, some overindulgence going on. Some things that we might like to do, but might not be the best things for us. So setting those boundaries sometimes are very hard, and it does create an inner turmoil. But the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work. Because it's for our best benefit. And then the Empress. So if we want to end up in the Empress energy, being fully in our power and being fertile and, independent and strong, we're going to have to put up the boundaries and do the hard work. And making sure that, our life has a flow to it and we're following our path the way we should. And at the same time staying hydrated and healthy and all that stuff. So that's that message. I think we're going to get one more. One more for the month of August. What else are we going to heal? We have progress. So the progress is about transformation. It is about moving forward on our journey. Things that might have been stuck or on a pause for us. We might have been avoiding addressing things. So this card signifies that in the month of August we are going to make progress. The wheels are going to start to turn again, and we're going to start moving forward. So what do we need to address on our dark side in order to get this forward motion, in order for progress to be made? Just one card, please. No. We have Poe. Time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So, okay, it's time for a change. It's time to learn something. We can't stay stuck forever. Everything has to move forward eventually. So this is about also the use of technology. About utilizing technology for a purpose. Kind of going with the changing of the times as well. Embracing the new world, embracing change, embracing the transformation. So as much as things change, they still remain the same. She has here watches. which is about time, which is about, the wheels are turning, movement forward. So in order for us to make progress and to get unstuck, we have to make the changes we've been putting off making in our lives. Let's get a little more clarity. What do we need to know about this change? What do we need to change in order for this to heal for us and move us forward? We have the Tower. The Tower is about swift and sudden changes. It's about destruction and tearing down and rebuilding. We have Justice, so that's about balancing the scales. It's about fair and just outcomes of situations. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is a new opportunity coming forward or being offered. So what I'm getting here, in order for us to make progress, to accept this new opportunity, we're going to have to change our ways of thinking. We're going to have to allow our foundations to crumble down and to rebuild them in a more even and balanced fashion. So on the lighter side of this progress, what do we need to know? What do we need to know about this progress? We have a hidden path. The marriage of spirit and matter. So this is also about a spiritual journey. It is about moving forward on your soul's purpose or on your path, about embracing the gifts that have been given to you by the universe. Really come into alignment with your soul's purpose. Drop the bad habits and the things that are holding you back and holding you down. Old ways of thinking, holding grudges. Let stuff go. And really dig deep into your more spiritual side. To really discover, what your purpose is and what you should be doing, where your passion lies. Oh. Okay. We have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is sort of it can be read a couple ways. So the Four of Cups sometimes means that you've become sort of bored, dissatisfied with your current situation. This person is looking at these three cups like, okay, whatever. But they're failing to see something being offered to them. This could also indicate somebody waiting for something to happen. They know that there's something going on their path that they need to wait for. And this is the divine coming in saying, here you are, it's time to get moving. We have the Strength card, so that's about, gaining your strength. It is about spiritual strength, not as much as physical strength, but being able to have the fortitude and the inner strength to really move things forward. And then we have the Fool, which is the number 0 card. This is about a new beginning, about a leap of faith. Not overthinking something and just kind of diving right into it. And that will push things forward. And you will make progress. So that's a good message as well. So let's, in closing the reading, let's get a closing bit of guidance from the moon. Stop it, Teddy. One more card. For the month of August. Advice for the month of August. A little bit of guidance. You have faith in your dreams, because it's a time for healing. That's a perfect way to end that reading. Well, thank you for watching. I'll put my information in the comments below. I am available for personal readings, so you can email me or follow me on other social media, Facebook, Instagram, all at Lisa Ann Tarot. Happy new moon. Set your intentions, plant your seeds. It's going to be a magical time on the other end. Have a good night. Thank you.